Now, what age were each of you when you received your first felony?
Shit, I was what, 17? How old you were? Yeah, I was 17.
I was 17.
You can catch a felony at age 17?
In the state of Texas, you're no longer a minor at 17. You go to the county.
I went to prison when I was 17. My first time going to prison.
Now, how much prison time did you actually do?
I did 2 years. That time right there. The first time I did 2 years flat, just 24 months.
And then you did another stint?
Yeah. Then I came home and went back. I had a 6. I did like 3 and some change, like a little, almost 4. Close to like 4.
And those were your only 2 stints in prison?
Yeah, in prison, yeah.
And what about you, Muddy?
I've had different times. Shit. The first time though? Are you asking how much time I did the first time?
Yeah, in prison.
The first time I went to prison, it was only like I only did like a year and a half.
And you did another stint of prison.
It was only 11 months though.
And those were the only 2?
Mm-hmm.
So was it 2 felonies that you've each obtained at this point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I've obtained more than 2 felonies, but those 2.
Yeah.
So sometimes I hear a phrase like 2-time convicted felony, 3-time convicted felon.
Right.
What would be the correct way to describe it?
It just depends on how they indict you. Like they can indict you and enhance your charge to habitual or repeated. If you have done the same thing over and over, I've just been lucky not to have had any judge try to hit me with a repeated or habitual.
Yeah.
It does apply though. They can give you the 25 to 99.
Yeah, they got that bad. They got that bad in Texas too.
So what are you considered? What is the way to describe you?
I'm a felon.
Just a felon.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Boo?
They be trying to hit me with habitual. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to start me from like, what is it, 25 to life. They be trying to start me like 25 to life.
Are you considered a 2-time felon?
Yeah. That's what habitual come from, like 3rd time.
The 3rd time. After the 3rd time, they can hit you with the habitual.
Yeah.
They don't have to, but they can.
Are you a 2-time felon? Is that a proper way to describe you, Muddy?
Yeah.
All right. And your very first felony, what county, what state? I think Texas here, right?
Nueces County, yeah, in Texas. Corpus Christi, Texas.
Mine was in Terry County, Fort Worth, Texas.
Now, how has a felony impacted your life and the way you live?
It makes you choose. It makes you choose differently. Like you have to live differently, more different than everybody else because you only have certain avenues that you can take. You know, you have to settle for a lot less than you would have been able to settle for had you not had felonies. But
yeah, sound about right.
Now, there are different facets in life one may face of issue because of a felony, and I want to go through that. Let's start with employment. Has having a felony charge, having a felony record been an issue for you when it came to employment during your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. Shit, like, I mean, it really depends. I mean, it's everywhere. Like where I'm from, ain't too many people getting no job. The ones who is, like with felons, I'm saying too many people with felons get no job. The ones who is, they can only work like certain places. Like they gonna work at like a warehouse or, you know what I'm saying, something like that, construction. It be something like that. Like they can't work at no like call center and shit like that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I ain't never had no job.
Have you ever applied?
Yeah.
After receiving the felony charge?
Yeah, after I came home, that's why I did it, because I was on parole. And, you know, on parole, make you, like, the state of Texas, they make you get out, get a job, apply for a job and shit like that. But, you know, so they couldn't do nothing because I was applying for jobs, so I couldn't get in trouble for it because they wouldn't nobody hire me because, you know what I'm saying, my record. So they couldn't really say nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? So, shit.
Now, I can't speak on every state because I don't know every state, but in Texas, when they say go ahead and get a job or whatever, or try to get you to get a job on parole, they don't have like a network or a list of jobs or places you could go that they know would accept you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you that.
Yeah, I just didn't want to work there.
I got my job out of the longest job I ever had. I got that job getting out of prison in a halfway house. They came to the halfway house and hired me, and I kept that job for like 6 years after that.
What job was that?
Working at a bean factory, packaging, a warehouse plant, packaging shit.
But a rapper.
I was a real rapper before a rapper. I was rapping shit.
When it came to employment and it came to applying for a job, would you ever apply for a job and be honest on the application about your felony?
I was honest on all of them.
Shit, I feel like you ain't got no choice.
They gonna find out. I always felt like they gonna find out anyway.
Yeah, they gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? I done seen people get a job and lie on their shit and they come back and fire their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because they found out. Like,
yeah, I know a lot of people that got fired because, not a lot, but I know a few people
I know.
that got fired for lying on their application.
It was they get the job and then at some point they're found to be lying and they get terminated.
Yeah, for lying.
Have either of you lied on an application and actually scored a job?
Nah,
I ain't had that many jobs. I mean, I have, but when I was young. So.
I ain't never had one.
All my jobs was when I was young.
Now, what about this? Has it ever been an issue, your felony charge, your felony record, for higher education? Ever applied for a student loan, financial aid, things of that nature?
I ain't never applied for none of that shit.
Yeah, I don't lie. Yeah, nah.
How far did each of you get with your education?
I got a GED, locked up in prison.
So I got to ninth grade? Really late grade. I don't even count the ninth grade. Cause I got kicked out the first day. My freshman year.
Yeah, you definitely didn't make it to the ninth grade. You made it.
What did you get kicked out for?
Fighting. Let's say gang-related fight.
This was on your first day of school?
Yeah, on my first day of school.
What high school?
It was Poly in Fort Worth. It was Poly High School, but Polytech High School. But yeah, they, you know, that's like, it's on the east side, but most of the people from the south side go to this school. It's like a crib neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? And most of the people from the south side go to this school. And I'm from the east side. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know what I'm saying? They was Crips and I was Blood. You know what I'm saying? So we had already had ongoing smoke and shit like this. So, you know, it is what it is.
No second chance? They don't offer you any?
Nah, cause I had a history, like my history. You know what I'm saying? Like
in middle school?
Elementary too. Elementary, middle school, juvenile, TYC, boot camp, placement. I done been at all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, and then they knew. You know what I'm saying? They knew. I guess they just felt like, hey, we gonna give them a chance. So when that shit happened, shit. But I feel like they was my granny's fault anyway. She know I ain't supposed to go there. She knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because I tried to go rolling my school in my hood. I tried to use my auntie address. Shit, they wouldn't let me go up there because they say I was a menace to society. They say my brother and them was leaders of a gang. So they wouldn't let me go, you know what I'm saying? So they was already like, the principals and shit knew my brother and shit. And he kind of knew me too though, from like skipping school and being up there. Like, I used to be in middle school and skip school and I'd be up there type shit. You know what I'm saying? They always run me off and shit. So they were like, nah, you can't come here. You know what I'm saying? So shit.
So the initial high school you attended for one day, you get expelled.
Yeah. I ain't even get expelled. I got third party. They ain't even expel me for like a couple of days and let me come back. They just kicked me all the way out.
That's expelled.
Well,
Suspended is when you come back.
Yeah, suspended. Yeah, suspended. Yeah, that's what it was.
So you were expelled, not suspended.
Yeah, I was expelled, yeah.
And you tried to go to another high school? You tried to apply for another high school?
After that, hell nah.
You tried to go to your high school in Fort Worth before
Nah,
that?
I tried to go to the one in the hood. I tried to go to Dunbar first. They wouldn't let me. That's the only reason I had to enroll in Poly. Yeah.
Ah,
you know what I'm saying? And I told my granny, like, man, alright, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Lunchtime came, it was over with. By the time lunchtime came, it was over with. And shit, after that, I just quit going to school. Like, cause they didn't even want me in no schools in Cherry County. Like, they wouldn't accept me in those schools. So I was like, man, fuck them.
They said this to you?
Yeah, hell yeah. I can call my granny right now. Hell yeah, they said that. They told her that.
When it came to the GED, Muddy, was that done on your own accord to complete that, or was that maybe a reduction of your sentence at the time to complete that, or what?
Nah, most of the time in Texas, if you don't have your GED, the court orders you to get it before you get off of either your parole or something like.
So that was court ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And was that easy or hard for you to do and complete?
It was hard at first because I had been out of school for a while already, so a lot of that shit, like the math section of it was kind of hard to catch up to. But once I picked up on it, I was like, I don't know how the fuck I didn't get this shit when I was in school. This shit was easy as fuck.
You passed on your first time?
Yeah, I passed my first time taking the test.
How long were you removed from school by the time you take that GED? Rough estimate.
Shit, probably about 5 years. I was out of school probably about 5 years when I took the GED.
Now, another facet of having a felony that can be an issue for some people is housing. Has having a felony charge, having a felony record been an issue for either of you two when it came to housing?
Like, what you mean, like Section 8 housing?
No, like getting a
place to live.
Oh,
finding a place to live.
I mean,
an apartment, condo, townhouse, house.
Nah.
A while back, like maybe back in the day, it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's even harder now, but I ain't had to do that shit in so long. So you know what I'm saying? But I think that money talks. So you damn near find anywhere to stay with money. It might not be where you looking at it first because a lot of people might not accept that background. We don't even talk to them. We find out if they accept if they're looking at that background from the beginning. So if they looking at my background from the beginning, let me just save you the trip and not even apply here.
Fuck with it.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Have either of you two ever applied for housing and been denied because of your charge?
Oh yeah, I have. All my charges are drug charges until this last gun charge. So all my life since I caught my first gun charge in 7th grade. Drug charge in 7th grade. So in 7th grade, from 7th grade till today, all my charges have been drug charges until that last charge I caught. It was pistols.
But you beat that charge.
Yeah.
And ever lied on a housing application and actually
I did.
Get the housing?
Yeah, I did. And they never said nothing either, and I lived there until I moved. Yeah, that was an apartment when I was working at that same factory.
They ain't give a damn. They just wanted the money.
They just wanted the money.
Now, what about voting rights? Did either of you two lose your voting rights?
Yeah.
You get them back when you get out, though.
I don't know. I think so. I don't know how that worked, though, but I heard about it. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm into politics, but I'm not into politics.
You just can't vote while you're on parole or probation. But once you're off of that, you can vote again.
Yeah, it sound about right. I'm just not into well, I am, but I'm not. It's like,
as long as
I feel like that shit ain't gonna do nothing for nobody in the hood.
If you go to state jail, then as soon as you get out, they give you your voter's registration card. That's because everybody has a date. So you know when you're getting out, you don't have no paper and then, so you can automatically vote once you get out.
Both of you lost your right to own a firearm.
I lost that motherfucker long ago.
I lost it. I was
As a
17.
kid, before I knew what it was, I lost that motherfucker a long time ago.
What's life like dealing with that? The inability to own a firearm.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Why?
Cause see, all you gotta do is hire somebody who with you that got license. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? They can't say nothing because it's like, hey, I ain't got it. I'm paying brother me. You feel me? Like,
That's what a big dog's supposed to be doing.
yeah, like I ain't got no business doing no fire. You feel me? I ain't got what a firearm. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to say I be having firearms now. I don't know. They be tripping.
Now, I've talked about several aspects of life that can be an issue with a felony, having a felony record. Anything else I didn't speak on for people watching, wanting to know what it feels like to live with a felony conviction? Or did we pretty much talk about the bulk of it there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We pretty much talk.
Did either of you two know the magnitude of what it would be like before you received your first F?
Nah, I don't think I really cared until
You mean in school?
after.
No. F like felony.
Felony. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Did either of you two know the magnitude of what it would be like, what life would be like before you received your first felony charge?
Yeah, I don't think I cared.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I was young, wasn't listening to shit, didn't give a damn what your mom and daddy say. So I was only with my mama anyway, so I didn't give a damn. I ain't gonna lie. You think you're gonna be young forever. That's how I live, you know what I'm saying?
Have either of you talked about your felonies in your music? Or your felony charge or conviction or
Yeah, I always do.
what
Yeah.
life is like with a felony or
I always
We
do.
always talk about what's going on in our everyday life anyway, so that shit always, if something comes up, you'll hear about it in the music for sure.
Yeah.
have either of you two explored the possibility of expungement?
No, but I was just thinking about that shit yesterday. That's funny.
I
I heard an interview, somebody got their record expunged.
don't think they'll let me do it.
I've always wondered how that would work though. Like, does it still show up when creditors or if I'm trying to buy a house, does that still show up on the report? Can they still see it even when it's expunged? That's what I want to know.
Why not research that a little bit prior in your life?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a for sure thing.
No, but I'm saying why not research that prior in your life? Why not research that before in your life?
Before, yeah, no, that's definitely something that somebody should be doing beforehand. But when you're young, you just living.
Well, I didn't mean before the felony. I mean, why not? Because you've had the felony charge in the record for some time. Why
I'm
not?
saying after, like
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Why not explore and find out your options on expungement 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago?
Shit, because I'd still have 15 years ago cases. No, for real. I would still. Like, I got so many felonies, bro. Like, I know them motherfuckers are like $1,500 a piece or $2,000 a piece. So it's just like, if I get 10 of these
And I feel like that shit
expunged,
cap. They gonna
like,
take
I
your
think they-
money.
I feel
Soon
like
you
you're
go to
still-
jail, they gonna bring that shit back up.
Can you still not? You still can't get a firearm, right? Would I still be able? Is that? I mean, if I get my record
we need
expunged,
to
can I
research
get
that to
can I
see.
get a firearm now? That's what I want to know.
I don't know the rules and the regulations in your county or your state, so
Yeah, I would need to find
you'd
that
have
out.
to explore that.
You gotta find
You
that out.
got the tough ass, bad ass lawyer. Need to call him and see. We need to find out for real.
I ask.
Ask that nigga.
Now, somebody watching this may say also, listening to some of the answers here, Muddy, on your end, You described you have so many felonies. One might be watching this and say, why so many felonies? Why stop after your first felony? Why not stop after the second or third? Or any answer to that? Any reply to that? Why keep going back into the prison system? Why keep going back into the judicial system? Why put yourself in a position to return?
You know, like for me, it's always been. I've always wanted to, you know, not live like I lived coming up. You know what I'm saying? So, drugs has always been the charges I've been affiliated with. But at the same time, why do you eat bacon every day and you know you're gonna die? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why do you stop at McDonald's every day and you know it's killing you? You know, it's just some things it's just habit, and other things for me it's just certain things I gotta live with. Like if I wanna live this way, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that I worked at a regular job, a 9 to 5 for years and didn't have shit, and I still had to hustle. So
that's why we rapping now though. It's all good.
Try to make put that same effort that I was putting into music, so I don't have to do that shit.
That's what we doing now. We don't do nothing.
I've always figured if I can be successful hustling or whatever I was doing before, and I put that same amount of energy into the music, I know I can be successful.
That's what we doing now. That's what got them good. We ain't doing nothing illegal no more. Everything is legal. We rapping. We doing what we supposed to do. We ain't gotta be in the streets no more or nothing. Like, we good.
Now, almost done here. This is my last question, maybe second to last question, depending on your answer. But, you know, we've talked about different facets on what life is like with a felony charge and a felony record. And you may have answered this question, so if I'm being redundant, I apologize. You don't have to answer. But thinking back on your whole experience with a felony and a felony conviction and record, what has this experience taught you? What have you learned from this, if anything? And if you've said it already in the interview, then that's fine. But if not, this would be the...
Yeah, I think I see it.
Your ass ain't gonna get away. It eventually is gonna catch you, and it might not catch you when you hoping for it. It's never when you expect it, but it will catch your ass. So, for me, it's like learning not. I don't want to be away from my family and the things that a lot of people depend on me. So, I just try to change this shit up for that reason.
Knowing what you know now, would you have done anything different?
I can't say that, man. I feel like our destiny is what our destiny is, and it's already written out. I'm a firm believer in that. So I feel like if I would have did anything different, I wouldn't have met my brother. I wouldn't have been enticed with this music. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be talking to you. So nah, I wouldn't.
Facts.
I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.